Through the concrete cracks worn weary by work boots and high heels. Through the concrete cracks showered in tears of sorrow, tears of joy. Through the concrete cracks rumbled by reverberations of 100 years, a flower on the hill takes its first breath, and a grand hope springs. Welcome to the Spring Street podcast at the intersection of creation and destruction in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. And now, a word from the sponsors. This podcast is sponsored by Starship Kairos, a podcast studio available for bookings in downtown Los Angeles. Starship Kairos is where my guests and I make this show happen. Soundproofed, cozy, and equipped with professional audio gear, Starship Kairos is an ideal location for any type of podcast. Starship Kairos offers a full suite of services including content consultation, mixing and mastering, and custom jingle writing. For rates and booking, check them out on Instagram at Starship Kairos or click on the link in the description. And now, let's dive in. Okay, sweet. We're live here on the Spring Street podcast at Starship Kairos with FLASCH.
Hello, Sheldon.
I'm very excited for us to finally be doing this. It's been a bit of a time in the making. But also, too, I think it's kind of funny that you and I have actually known each other for a very long time.
In passing and slowly, more and more.
And I feel like today is going to be the day that we actually find out a lot about, or at least that I found out a lot about you, because most of the time,
super loud at shows.
We're doing shows together, and you're taking photos and doing videography and.
Shout out Bite the Noise for hosting events with Sheldon. Our mutual friend Tay and Sheldon work together a lot. So shout out Tay. We love Tay. And Tay is who brought us together. And now we're in Sheldon's studio in DTLA.
Hell yeah.
And I'm excited.
So you just had a release, DEADNAME.
Hey, kind of a while ago, but I'll still talk about it.
So there's some things that I want to know about this. So there's two. First off, I love the track.
Thank you so much.
It's a great track. It's super catchy. It's super energetic. There's two versions of it on Spotify.
Few versions, but two main versions.
Two main versions. And I listened to both. And so the one that has 1 million streams, which, by the way, congrats.
Thank you so much. I can't believe it. I'm like, is this real numbers when I look at my phone?
Yeah.
I'm used to this saying like 10.
Yeah, I know the feeling. So the lyrics are a little bit different on both.
Mm-hmm. And the other one's a feature.
Oh, okay. So what was your thought process about like that release and having multiples up? Like, walk me through that.
Sure. So origin story, I'll stop spinning. I'm like spinning in my chair, like back and forth. So the song DEADNAME I wrote in about July or so last year, 2022. And I wrote it after getting called my dead name at a show, and I was just like, this is really frustrating. Like, I've lived in LA a year at that point. Mm-hmm. I feel like no one really even knew me as, like, my old name. So I was just like...
And just for people who don't know, dead name means...
A dead name, so I'm non-binary. I use they, them pronouns. And a dead name is, like, your birth name or a name that... Usually you're assigned at birth, like what your parents or whatever named you. And it becomes a dead name if you don't like use it anymore, don't identify with it. You don't necessarily have to be non-binary to have a like dead name. Like people can just like choose to change their name. I mean, in LA, a lot of people do that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's considered a dead name too. I think it's valid if you want to just go by something else, rebrand to an extent. But it's like... As a non-binary person who goes by a new name or whatever, like, if someone wants to not go by their birth name or the name they went by growing up or in high school or something, it's like, why not? If it's not, like, a joke or, like, mocking anything, it's like, okay, if you want to be called whatever, just, like, let us know, and people should respect that. Mm-hmm. But, long story short, so... Wrote the song DEADNAME that night after the show because I was just like, I'm going to use this like frustration to write a song. And I was like, like the girl that you met, like the one you're thinking of when you keep saying my dead name, or just the people in general that knew me when I still went by my old name it's like that person's not like who I identify with anymore. Not that the old me or whatever is like a bad person or this or that, but I felt for a long time, especially after high school and stuff, like trying to come into your own. Like it's already hard enough figuring out who you are and everything, but I just felt like something was like off, like gender and like presentation wise, and like going by my birth name and stuff. I was just like, this just like isn't it. Like I don't resonate with this. I don't resonate with trying to like be a girl, this, that, like live up to all these expectations and all that. And I feel like when I first heard about like what it means to be non-binary, I was like, what? Like, how is that a thing? Like, I'm from small town Minnesota. Not that I'm conservative or something, but I was just like, huh, like I've never heard of that. I'm from a small town, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I was like, that's cool, like interesting. Not me though, you know what I mean? Because I just had never heard of it, you know? I'm not like growing up in California or something.
Right.
And then I feel like as it became like more like accepted and people were talking about it and educating, I was like, okay, like actually I think that's me. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I had like any like ingrained like phobia against it or anything. I just kind of was like, oh, I just like I'm fine, I'm doing my own thing, like whatever. So I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, but basically there's like I guess a turning point like in my identity, like probably like spring, like summer 2021. So a year before I wrote DEADNAME and started my FLASH project and everything, I was kind of like, okay, I don't want to go by my birth name, which is, for context, Brianna and Brie.
Whoa.
Which is in the song. So that was a move too. But I was just like, I don't resonate with this anymore. Like I don't like this. I want to go by FLASH, which is my birth last name. So fun fact.
Spelled the same way?
FLASCH. So it's a German last name.
Yeah.
And I've always like wanted to be called Flash. Like growing up, my dad was called Flash growing up since that's his last name and he's cool. And I don't know, like I was like, what if I went by Flash? Because I mean, for context, like I always went by Brie Flash or Brianna Flash was always my name, but cutting off the Brie and stuff just makes me feel more like I'm Flash, like spark of light, this, that, you know.
Well, you also do photography.
Right, it just works out, I guess. So
yeah, I think it matches a lot of your identity.
Never before heard context of my name. But yeah, back to the song. I already had a few songs out as Flash. I had started my Flash project about a year and a half ago now, and at that point I've been doing it for about half a year, and I came to my friend and one of the producers I work with, Henry Martell, and he specializes in like dark pop and stuff like that. And
it definitely has that energy.
Hey, thank you. And we had already made 2 songs together. One was a song called Look at Me. That was my second song out that isn't in my top songs, you know, learning curve vibes. It's a good song, but it's fine, you know. And then a song called Die For You, that's out, and I feel like a lot of people like that one, and I love that song. Shout out Henry for producing those. But long story short, that night I came home from that show, and I made this demo on my computer, kind of bad, but the whole song just came to me, like all the girls' names, like The Girl You Knew Is Dead to Me, like. And I was like, I could make this like a sad song, or I could make this like the person you think I am is like not that. I'm like baddie now, like living my life, like you don't know me anymore, like you think you do, but
well, it kind of feels like an anthem.
Well, thank you.
It has that
non-binary anthem.
It really does have that drive and that rhythm, and I don't know. It's like I see people like marching on the street when I think of that song. It's got that charisma to it.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story short, I finished it with Henry, and I think he and like eventually other people believed in it more than me almost, because I did it at a show or two, like live before I released it, because I usually do my songs live first, not just because that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And I showed the demo to a few different people, and some people were like, this feels like a little bit like weird to come out with. Like,
Really?
maybe you should like not release this for a while. Like, not like, I don't know if people are ready, or like this is kind of extra. Like, I don't know. And then I was like, am I non-binary enough? Am I this or that? So I was just like feeling like weird vibes about the song.
Yeah.
And then I performed at a hotel cafe in September, and I feel like the audience was kind of like, what was that? You know what I mean? Like, that was really intense and scary, kind of like to be like, you say my dead name out loud. Just kind of like a triggering line if you've never heard the song, I guess. Especially, I feel like if someone's not non-binary, they're like, like, what do I do now? Like, that was kind of intense. But this one person in the audience who is non-binary, I didn't know them or anything. I forget their name, but they came up to me and they're like, that Dead Name song was like super cool. And I was like, okay, thank you. Like, okay, if the one non-binary person in the audience like fucks with it, then okay, like that's one more person.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm just talking about Dead Name this whole time, but then I also made this other song called One of Them that's also out with Lil Trauma, who I do a lot of music with.
I really like that track as well too.
Thank you. And I feel like that song was...
I think it's really clever.
Thanks. And I actually wrote that one like a week or so later, I think. Just like also in my room, it just like came to me, made a demo, showed Lil Trauma. And for both those songs, I feel like I had it pretty much written out, all the lyrics, except for like a few tweaks that we did in the studio and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I just feel like those songs came to me and I really didn't expect that. And I was like, okay, release schedule, whatever, like this fall. I feel like Dead Name would be a good song to come out around Halloween because it's like dead vibes. I can do like blood and this and that.
Yeah.
And my song before that came out was Die For You, that I came out with in August 2022. And I was like, oh, come out with Die For You, which I guess is kind of a love song, not like an identity song. And then I was like, oh, Dead Name could come after that, like Die For You, then Dead. And at that point I probably had like 500 monthly listeners or something, which I was like, okay, cool, I'm down for this. And that was just like from my random songs. I had probably like 5 or so out at the time. And then I had booked a bunch of shows in LA in September and October, and I was just taking every opportunity because I love to perform so much. Like, that's the best thing about it all for me. And I got booked to like 3 shows in 1 week, and I was like, this is kind of crazy. I'm gonna do it, like, whatever. Even if there's only a few people in the crowd, if it's like this or that. And shout out Henry for like being my live DJ for all those shows, the same person who produced Dead Name, and one of my best friends. And we did this show at the Virgil, sponsored by Bite the Noise, Tay, who we talked about in the beginning. And I filmed that show, just like every show I film with my own tripod and stuff. And then I did another show like 2 days later at Madame Siam in Hollywood, and I filmed it again. I'm gonna be honest, there was like nobody at that show except for a few friends, so shout out to them. And I filmed both of those, and like shout out or like advice for early artists and stuff. Even if like there aren't that many people at your shows, or doesn't matter, film all your shows because you get to see like your personal growth. It's good for showing other people to book you and for TikToks and like promotion and stuff. So I filmed a 2-camera setup of those shows with of me singing all the songs, but mostly Dead Name is what I was like gonna post because I was about to come out with that. At that point, I was still feeling like everyone hates this song. This is like a weird song. Should I even come out with this? What is this? But I was like, One of Them's cool. Like, people will like One of Them. Like, that'll be a good song around Thanksgiving to come out with, whatever. But I posted a TikTok of me performing Dead Name with the lyrics on it. And to my shock, completely, it got like 200,000 views or something in like a night. And I was like, OMG, like I really really thought my TikTok was dead, shadow banned, all this stuff. Like,
Why'd you think you were shadow banned?
Because I just was getting like 10 views, not 10, but like 100 views on everything. And I was promoting all these songs and I just felt really embarrassing. So I understand why people get discouraged on TikTok and everything. I've been there.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. Keep going. And yeah. And then I was like, okay, Henry, like, yo, this song is like getting all these views and stuff. We gotta finish it really quick. And long story short, we tried to get it out as soon as possible, and I think we came out with it. We finished the whole thing like a few days later. Like, for context, my friend Kara, who is trans femme, mastered it. So she mastered it, and we're like, okay, it's ready. And then, I mean, I don't have a manager or any like team or anything beyond like my friends who produce my stuff and are in my band or whatever. So I was like, okay, I could like wait till the end of the month and like release this on like September 22nd, like some like release day, or try to like pitch it or this or that. But honestly, I don't have any industry connections or any nepotism or this or that. So I was like, doesn't really matter if I wait any time. I'm not going to get like a Spotify editorial. That makes more sense for like people who are artists. But basically, it doesn't. I might as well just release it today because there's no one that's going to be looking at it that's like behind the scenes. So I was like, these people are like begging for the song on TikTok. I'm just going to release it.
Yeah.
So I posted on my TikTok like another video or two of me performing DEADNAME and stuff at those shows. And I was like, y'all, like, I submitted it to my distributor. I just distributed it through DistroKid, which is like the most basic one. And I was like, y'all, whenever it drops on my Spotify is when you get it. Like, it could be today, it could be 3 days, it could be a week. Like, it depends on when they approve it.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, no. And then it came out like that Thursday or Friday.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember how the numbers were like right away, but I feel like it had like 10,000 or something like the next day or something.
And
so
that was just
like,
from people on TikTok who were...
Yeah, just clicking it, waiting. And like, they're like, I'm listening to it on repeat. And I was
That's
like...
amazing.
I was like, I can't believe this. Like, thank you all so much. And mostly like non-binary people and stuff. And it was interesting because I feel like people in your own circles and stuff, I mean, not like besties, but people who just be like lurking and watching are like, congrats, you've been posting a lot, like you finally got something to hit, like kind of a lot of backhanded response and stuff from other people. So I was like, LOL, nice, you know, people are gonna hate. But I was really grateful for all the like amazing non-binary and like trans people that were liking it on TikTok, all these strangers from not only America but around the world. And I was like, is this real life? And then a bunch of people were like, oh, we need a AMAB version, which is like assigned male at birth, is what that stands for. So the original DEADNAME, to answer your question 5 years later, is my version, technically, the original, the all caps DEADNAME.
That's the original. The one with a million plays is the original. Oh.
So that's technically an assigned female at birth version, my version, whatever. Because I'm singing like Emily, Jade, Emma Rose, Kate, Penelope, Brie. And since those are all girls' names, it's like the girl you knew is dead to me. I'm not a girl anymore. I'm non-binary. Yeah. It's like the point of that song. And so all these people who are like trans femme or like non-binary, assigned male at birth, were like, we want a version that has like guys' names. And I was like, it's kind of sad that I don't really know any like assigned male at birth trans artists. I mean, at least personally, there's a few like bigger ones and stuff, but I can't really hit them up, you know what I mean? And so I was thinking about it, and shout out to my friend Kara, who I mentioned before, who mastered the original track of DEADNAME. She's been a day one supporter of my music and was the first person to really push me to do music in Minnesota. We met in college like the first week or so, and like 5 years ago, she asked me to sing some oohs and ahs on this song called like Minnesota Snow or something. And she brought me into her studio in her parents' basement in like small town Minnesota. And I was just like, ooh, ah, like whatever. And I was like, I was about to work at Best Buy retail at Mall of America that afternoon, and I was like, I have like 3 hours in the morning. Like, if you can pick me up, Cara, I can like sing on this track, and I would love to. Can you please pick me up, please, please, please?
Wow.
And so I went to her house. We did that, and I was like, that's cool. And she's like, you have a good voice. I'm like, thanks. I don't really sing though. Haha, whatever. And deep down, I always wanted to be a singer and stuff, but I don't know. I just was like insecure or whatever. And then time passed. Long story short, Cara eventually got me and my other friend in the studio and stuff, and we came out with some other songs under the name Cyber Girlfriend, which was my original music project with my friend Kadest, and we still have some songs that come out on there, but I've always wanted to have a music project that was just under like my name and telling like my story, and now being non-binary and everything. But long story short, I thought of Cara because she is trans femme and assigned male at birth, and I really wanted to give back to Cara an opportunity since she's given me so much. Me trying not to cry. And I was like, this would be like an amazing time for Cara to share her story and her voice, and she has literally such an amazing voice and is a great producer and everything. And so I was like, hey Cara, like, would you want to sing this version of the song and you write your own verse? And I think it'd be really special. And I didn't know she would say, because she has one song out solo, and it's really awesome. Check it out under Cara McKenzie. Link to the AMAB version on my profile, obviously. But Cara lives in Minnesota still and does music production full time. And she was like, yeah, I'm down to do this remote. And so we hopped on a call, FaceTime, whatever. And we were kind of like writing out the lyrics, coming up with names. And I was like, we should do like guys' names that are like kind of generic, so like more people can relate maybe. And then she just totally blew me away with the second verse that she wrote for her version, which is like, the real me is back. Yeah, I'm falling out of apathy, trying to be cool. Go listen. But I mean, like I was saying, I really didn't expect DEADNAME to blow up or whatever.
Yeah.
So shout out Cara for coming through with even like better melody for the second half of hers. So you can check that out. It's
they kind of go together in a way too when you listen to them on Spotify. Like,
thank you. So for context, if you haven't listened, there's two versions. One is all caps, DEADNAME, ! That's only me. And then the second one is technically a remix by Cara. So it's still attached to my profile and stuff, but it's DEADNAME, all lowercase letters. And the first half is me singing, and then the second half is Cara singing the guys' names and stuff. And then it ends with us being like, girl's name, guy's name, girl's name, guy's name. So go check it out. Shout out Cara. Thanks for listening to my crazy rant about this song. But thank you everyone who's been listening to DEADNAME. I'm not going to stop promoting it until the Spotify editorial people put it on the Transcend playlist. I just don't get why it's not on these like trans and non-binary playlists. I mean, obviously.
Not yet.
Exactly. So I'm not going to give up until everyone in the world has heard this song. But more music coming soon that's not that song as well. I've been releasing other stuff, but...
That's so interesting. I don't know that I've ever heard a story about like a song evolving because of people actually asking for like, hey, we want,
more versions.
Yeah, I just think that's so interesting. That's
I'm
really
like,
cool.
Thank you all. I can't believe it. I also came out with like a faster and slower version of that, but I mean, that's kind of just like the age of TikTok.
Now we need an EDM remix.
Oh, this person actually made hardstyle version. They're finishing it up, and once they send me the final product, I probably won't put it on my Spotify just because I don't know them personally, but I want to promote it on my profile, so look out for that on my social medias. It's really cool, and it's almost done, so shout out. Coming soon. I don't know when, but it was cool. I've showed some of my close friends, and they're like, this is sick.
I'm excited for that. So photography, videography, that's also a really big part of your life.
Yes.
I'm curious, what came first, that or music for you?
I'd say growing up, they were both really important to me. Photo, video, and singing kind of all been developing at the same time. My first love was dance, so I danced for 11 years.
Oh, no way. What kind of dance?
Jazz, tap, ballet, everything competitively for 7 years.
Whoa.
Like getting scholarships, nationals, vibes, the whole thing. Like,
wow. Did you do that in college too?
I was on like the dance collective team and stuff for a sec, but I was just like, this era's kind of over. Like yeah. But I got my first camera in 2nd grade, just like a cool pics little thing before like a little family vacation type of situation. And I was just taking pictures. My brother, who is 2 years older than me, he got like a video camera for Christmas or something. Mm-hmm. And him being 2 years older, you know, I guess they trusted him more or something, or maybe begged more for it. But him and I would make YouTube videos together when we were in like, I was in like 3rd grade and he was in like 5th grade. Wow. And my parents said we weren't allowed to show our face online. Yeah. And, which is fine. I mean, respect, whatever. But
I mean, when you're in 2nd and 3rd.
Right. And YouTube had just come out. And so my brother and I would make and edit videos of like my stuffed animals talking or like tech reviews. Or this one time he tried to film on the like roller coaster at the Six Flags equivalent in Minnesota. Yeah. And the roller coaster got shut down.
Oh,
so
no.
They stopped it at the top and they're like, who's filming? So some funny memories. And shout out to my brother who still makes YouTube videos.
Oh, sweet.
Not super famous or something, but
not
he
yet.
Keeps it up. He's awesome. He makes car videos. Shout out Brandon Flash.
Sweet. I'll have to check it out.
And yeah, so I always did photo and video like that with him or just around taking. When I got my first phone, I was always taking pictures, photo, yearbook club type of vibe. Mm-hmm. And then in middle school, I guess I started getting more serious with video. I was in the video club in my middle school, and I was kind of like the only like girl, you know what I mean, in the club really, and I was like taking it seriously, and maybe too serious, and super square. And these guys from the TV network of like the like city area came in and were like talking to us about like careers in television, and I was like, this is so cool, like I can't believe you guys like work on TV, wow. And they're like, oh, you seem like very interested in this to me. And I was like, yes, like I love this so much, like I love to make videos. And I would film, here we go, YouTube videos of me singing in middle school, trying to, you know, get famous or this or that, or just sing songs that were popular, like Katy Perry, Adele, all the stuff that was popping. Don't Stop Believing. So in middle school, I guess I could show my face on YouTube. And these guys from the TV network, ironically called LATV, Lakes Area Television. Sounds like a movie, but they were like, when you're 16, we'll hire you at the cable network. And I was like, is this a real offer? And so on my 16th birthday, I drove there and I got the job.
No way. Wow.
And I was working at McDonald's and the TV network in my hometown.
Hustling.
And I wanted to save up to buy my own camera to take pictures of my life and YouTube and this and that, because I was just using my phone. And in the meantime, I was doing dance and theater and speech team. And yeah, I always wanted to be like someone like Katy Perry or Lady Gaga or whatever, but I, you know, growing up in a town of like 800 people, like that's not really... I didn't even get how that happened. I'm like, are these even like people? Like, I feel like people in my hometown were like, they're the Illuminati, like Sideways Blink, they're all lizards, they're not real people. Yeah. And I feel like that was always the goal, to be like a singer that does huge tours and this or that. Or I mean, I love Taylor Swift back in the day. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Swiftie, but like respect and great songs and everything. But then I went to college, and I originally went for musical theater, BA in theater. Whoa. And
Where'd you go?
University of Minnesota. Okay. Right out of high school, and I got a full ride. Hee hee ha ha hoo hoo.
Damn.
And thanks. And I was like doing the program for 2 years, doing theater. And I was just like, I don't know, like I feel like if I have this scholarship, maybe I should like get a business degree or something like that. And people were kind of like talking me out of the possibility of being a performer full time. Or they're like, oh, if you're a theater major at U of M, you're just going to be an actor in Minnesota the rest of your life. And part of me was like, that's kind of sick. Like, okay, like maybe I can be on Broadway someday or something doing like live theater performance.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I want to be an actor in LA or a singer in LA. Or I in college started getting my like photo video like business like popping. And I was just taking photos of my life and concerts and shows. And I started working at the radio station, Radio K in Minnesota, as their videographer. And I was a DJ on the radio station.
Hell yeah. I love college radio.
Right. And I was like, people are telling me I should do photo and video more seriously. So I started working basically as like an intern to this lady who does wedding photography. And I was just doing like the Minnesota photo vibes. And then for fun, taking like editorial photos of my like cool looking friends or dressing them up and all that. But at this time, I was still like, I guess the word would be insecure about myself and my appearance and everything. And I just like thought I was really like ugly and like not cool. And I would never post photos of myself on Instagram. I would always be, my whole like Instagram was like my photography and video. And occasionally I would like post something of myself and it was like a big deal, which is ironic since now everything is like TikTok, me, my face, hee hee, LA. But, you ready? I then won a scholarship to move to China.
Whoa.
In 2019, I studied abroad, got this fellowship thing to go to China for half a year.
Dang.
And I feel like when I was abroad, I kind of like got my confidence back and like I was out of Minnesota and out of the bubble and all this, and I had like purple hair, and my friends and I would sing at karaoke. And there was like this moment when I was in Beijing with my classmates, and they were like, oh, like, don't you sing or whatever? And I was like, nah, like type of vibe. Like, I don't sing.
Yeah.
And then they were singing like, I don't know, some Justin Bieber song, like equivalent to like Peaches, like that kind of vibe. I forget what song it was, but this like guy our age in China like probably thought I was cute or something and like brought me on stage to sing with him. And then I guess everyone thought I was good and they were all like, whoa, that was like so good, like keep singing. And I feel like that kind of boosted my confidence at singing again. And I was like, actually, I love to sing. And we would go to karaoke, and I feel like I kind of just was like the singer again a little bit more because I mean, I was doing photo and video and stuff, but now that I was like living abroad, I was like posting photos of travel and this and that and singing and showing my life more differently and just kind of had the freedom to express myself in a way that I felt like I couldn't in Minnesota, just being surrounded by the same people for years and years and years, you know?
Yeah. What were you studying in China?
So then I switched my major to business and marketing officially after 2 years.
Okay.
And so I was studying Mandarin for 2 hours in the morning.
No way.
And then I would go work at my internship in like the downtown for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days a week we'd have business classes, and then we'd party like all night, all weekend.
How's your Mandarin?
It was better then. I feel like when I was living there I could say anything.
No way.
Now I'm kind of need to work on it, but I've been practicing like a little bit every day, like to try to get it back, because I want to travel to like Japan and China and like to Asia sometime next year, and to be able to like speak fluently again would be sick, because it's kind of embarrassing now that I lost a lot of it. But I mean, pandemic and all that, obviously. The funny thing is that instead of moving to LA, here we go, since I just keep naming flexing vibes, but so after my China program, as I was wrapping it up, they offered me a full ride master's program to study business.
No way.
In China for the next 5 years. From 29
5 years.
Yeah, like
for a master's.
Yeah, I don't know, but
crazy.
But it was like, gonna be a 5-year program in Shanghai, and I signed all the paperwork. I did everything. And I was going to leave in September 2020. And due to the pandemic, the whole program got canceled. So I moved to LA September 1st, 2020 with some of my friends. And just went for it, you know, trying to make it as photo, video, get a business job. I've tried a few different routes here, selling on Depop, this, that. But, photo, video, just working, random stuff, part-time, full-time.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that this whole music thing has been kind of working out. So I'm really grateful. It's been quite the journey, and I don't have any like financial support from anyone. It's literally all me. So it's been crazy. There's my rant. I know you didn't ask for half of that, but I thought I'd share the story.
That's so interesting. I think that is such a good example that you don't have to be you don't have to put yourself in a box, and you don't like there are so many different expressions. Like, it's so easy for us to look at somebody and make a judgment and like, okay, this is that type of person. Like, I see that person in a suit and my mind goes to whatever their personality is, And I think that for somebody like you, it's incredible that it's like, there's so many different expressions of who you are and what you do and the things that you've done.
Well, thank you.
And it's also like not limited. Like, it evolves and changes and grows. Like,
everyone is capable of everything and anything they want to do. I feel like I agree. I feel like a lot of people, especially growing up in small town Minnesota, whatever, it's like people have this idea of who they want to be. And I guess even I did at different points as well. Like, when I switched to business and marketing, I was like, oh, like now I go get the internship and I work the job, and maybe if I get a job at Google, then I could like live in California someday or something, you know what I mean? And you see this like trajectory of what you want your life to be, but in reality, it's like we don't have that much control. And if we're like manifesting and working hard and like actually letting like our life purpose like live out, then life is gonna throw some curveballs and surprise you.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I think that sometimes the best things that happen are the stuff that just like, when you open yourself up to what life is bringing you and you just go with the flow.
Right.
Sometimes things just happen that
you're like, what's happening?
Really work out. And it's sometimes the thing that you like just really, try, like you're putting so much effort. Like, I've had that experience with different like musical projects. Like, I had a song that did extremely well that I wrote in a basement, and I recorded, like made an EP with somebody for like $200, and then somehow that song did really well.
You're like, okay, least expected.
Totally. Compared to an album that I spent like a lot of time and a lot of money and had investors and all this stuff. And it's like, sometimes the thing that
it's what's meant to be will be.
Yeah. If it's meant to be.
Hey, I'm a bee.
That's a great song. Wow. So
thank you for listening.
No, I mean, would you ever want to live in China again, you think?
Maybe not in China. No hate, no offense. I would want to go there for a bit, but I think I'd rather, if I was going to live abroad, live in like Tokyo or something. I think the vibe is cool there.
You've been to Tokyo?
So before I went to China, I had like, with my scholarship, I had like some extra money to like go travel before my program started.
Crazy.
So I spent 2 weeks in Egypt, then 2 weeks in Vietnam, 2 weeks in Hong Kong,
wow,
2 weeks in Seoul, and then 2 weeks in Japan. And I stayed with host families and in Airbnbs alone, in hostels and stuff. All solo traveling. I kind of got rid of everything like before I went. Wow. Minimalist core. So I only had like a carry-on roller bag and a backpack with my camera stuff in it, basically. And all the countries are super cool. I'd definitely visit everywhere again. But I'd say if I was going to live somewhere, I feel like Tokyo would be cool. But honestly, I'm on my LA arc right now, so. For sure. For sure. LA also has that way of kind of like, it's a bit of a black hole. Like, once you're here and you begin to play the LA game,
put down some roots, it's like you can leave for a little bit, but something will pull you back to LA. There's just so much happening here.
We'll find out. How long have you been here?
Going on 5 years.
Uh-oh. I've been here 2 years.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
There were many times that I thought about just dipping, piecing out. I didn't like LA when I first moved here.
Where are you from?
Canada.
Whoa. What part?
Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah,
Chill
but
vibes.
I grew up in Oregon, so it's Pacific Northwest vibes. So
that's cool. My best friend is from Eugene.
Oh, yeah?
in Portland?
I haven't really spent a whole lot of time in Eugene. Where I grew up was just south of Portland. And then, so I was born in Canada, grew up in Oregon, moved back when I was 18.
Interesting.
And then I kind of hopped around a little bit. I lived in Detroit for a little bit. I lived in Mexico City for a hot second.
Okay.
And ultimately, my brother and I, when I finished my degree in Canada, moved down to LA. And then pretty much have been here ever since. I dipped during COVID.
Where'd you go?
I went back to Canada.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Was it fun there?
No.
I've never been to Canada.
But it was
despite
good.
Being from Minnesota.
Yeah, I know. You're so close. It's basically Canada.
One road trip away.
Yeah. When I went, it was just a weird time because, so the airplane ride, I'll never forget this for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
COVID happened. I lost my bartending jobs. I had no idea how I was going to pay rent. Didn't know what was going to happen.
In LA.
And so I lasted like 2 weeks and I was like, I'm out of here. I got a job back in Canada. I'm going to go, like, goodbye.
What was the job in Canada?
My old roofing job.
Okay.
I worked for a roofing company back in Canada for like on and off for years. That's how I like went to Europe and paid for college and all this stuff. So I got on a plane we had a layover in Texas. And when we got off the plane in Texas, there was like all these sheriff deputies like checking people who were going to be staying in Texas. Like it was really intense because of COVID.
Interesting.
I know. It's like at that point in time, Texas was taking it seriously.
Interesting.
In the first 2 weeks. And then I was all alone in the airport terminal. There was like nobody there. I was just hanging out in the security chair, just chilling because there wasn't even a security guard. There was nobody there.
Interesting.
And then I got on a plane to Vancouver and I was one of 3 people on the plane. Disc full. Okay, well, that's as far as we're going to get with that video. I should probably save that. Like I said, the video component of this is still a little bit of an experiment.
Work in progress.
FLASH. Okay. So
it's all good.
One of 3 people on the plane. Disc full. Wow. Okay, we're fine. One of 3 people on the plane. And I was just like not stoked. I was like, I had a bag of food, like beans and rice in my backpack. I was quarantining with my uncle for 2 weeks. And then after those 2 weeks, I started roofing, lived out in this little city called Abbotsford. And it was just bizarre because like the only thing to do was just work.
On the roof.
Yeah, like I couldn't go out anywhere.
Hey, at least you could work.
At least I could. No,
good
honestly. So I bought a car from my aunt and uncle for like $700.
Okay, new life.
And I was like, all right, I guess I'm just working and I needed to save some money so that, it was good that I did that. So I would just work and read and do like Zoom games with my cousins. We would like play code names online on Zoom. It's some game. It's really fun. And I did that for, I don't know, 2.5 months, a month and a half or something. And then things started opening up again. And I was like, I need to get down to LA because I have
go back.
I have an apartment.
Oh, you were
that's
having
just
to pay for?
Empty. Yeah, because I was like, it's probably better that I go somewhere and work than be here and not work. So whatever. So came back to LA. And then funny enough, through that process, I ended up getting into law school.
Okay.
Because it's kind of similar story in a way
just
to
like
you. Like I feel like I can really relate on
running
that.
around, doing different things, going with the flow.
Yeah, I just didn't know what else to do. And that was once upon a time, my original plan was to go to law school. And I had my LSAT score and it was just sitting around. So I had nothing to do. It was COVID. All my music stuff was put on hold. And so I was like, well, I'll just apply to law school.
Okay.
And so I got into this law school in Boston.
Online?
It was going to be online. And then I was going to have to move there in person.
To finish it or whatever?
Yeah, to finish it. So, and I got a scholarship from those guys. And so
congrats.
I was like, all right, well, I guess this is going to be my life. So, at the end of 2020, technically I had started law school online.
Interesting.
And I was going to have to move to Boston.
Everyone was just like,
in 2021.
who knows what's about to happen? The world might end. Like,
Yeah.
we were all going through the arcs, like, what's about to go down?
So, long story short, I ended up dropping out of law school. And
no! No way!
Which is why I'm here right now.
I'm like, let me predict what's happening based off of where we are currently in the podcast studio and not lawyer office.
Yeah. And then I ended up running a restaurant in Santa Monica called 1212 Santa Monica. Shout out on the Paramount. And ended up running restaurants for a couple years.
Okay.
And then leaving all of that, building the van. I also went through a breakup. And
van life.
Finally finished the van, got the music project up and running again, and built the podcast studio, and now here we are.
Life has a crazy way of bringing you exactly where you need to be, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's pretty wild the way that it all transforms. Like, definitely I wouldn't have expected to be, here sitting with you in this moment, 2023.
Hey.
So, and then who knows what's going to happen in the next few months, in the next year, and
someone famous on the podcast soon.
I mean, in a way, you're famous on TikTok.
Oh well.
You're famous to your fans.
Oh my god. So famous.
You have a new single coming out.
Oh yes. Depending on when you listen to this, I have some new songs coming out soon.
Yeah.
In May, I'm dropping a song called Popstar, and this has been a long time coming song. I've been waiting for the right moment to drop it. It's about wanting to, like, it's from the perspective of, like, living the same day over again, like, working a mundane job, or just, like, what would the word be? Just, like, you know what I mean? Just doing the same thing every day.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's, like, from the perspective of when I worked at, like, the mall or like at vintage stores, and like kind of like that vibe, more like working in an office and stuff. And I mean, I don't work somewhere full time anymore. It's like more like freelance vibes now, but it's like, like dreaming for something bigger and like wanting to be a pop star, and like kind of the whole like Katy Perry vibes that I was talking about like earlier. Like why can't I just be like a pop star so everything can be easy? And I mean, there's kind of like when I wrote the song originally, it was like more about wanting to like follow your dreams and like make your manifestations and stuff come true. But as the song developed, it kind of became like kind of like, I don't want to say a rags to riches song or something, but like seeing all these other people just like have everything come to them so easily and like be given opportunities and this and that, while you're like working at the mall, you're like just like working your ass off to like try to make things happen. It's like, why can't I just be a pop star and be rich and famous and have a heartthrob partner, and like like why can't things be easy in that way? But to me, the song is like to follow your dreams even if it's hard. So that song's really cool, produced by Lil Trauma, coming out in May. And then after that song, starting a new era. So, depending on when you listen to this, I have a bunch of shows in May. So that's pretty cool. I'm playing a few shows, and I'm going to start debuting some of my new music in May. In this summer, I have a song called Before I Met You, which is awesome in my opinion. I really like this song, with Lil Trauma as well. And this song, I mean, there's no point of really saying what it's about. It's more about the song's melody, and like it's like hard hitting, and the production's really cool, and I feel like my vocals and stuff are like next level on it, so I'm really excited about that. And the chorus is like, my life was fine before I met you. My life was mine before I met you. And it's kind of like talking about like, I don't know, I guess not necessarily like a codependent relationship. It's not really about anyone or anything super in particular, kind of just about like people and demons from yourself in the past that like come creeping at you when you least expect it. So I guess that's kind of has like some like early 2000s, early 2010 like vibes to it. So evolving sound of Flash, and that's exciting. Got some new songs with Reef Boy coming out soon, who's another producer I work with. So another pop punk song he produced. My semi-latest song, Blah Blah, which is a fun one. Do a lot of pop punk songs with him. New songs with Henry Martell, producer of DEADNAME, coming soon. And trying to get better at producing myself, so maybe in the next year I can come out with something that's completely produced by me. But honestly, I love working with other people, and it makes it fun. So I'm also working on developing more of Flash World. And when I say Flash World, for those who like don't know me in person, I kind of mean like my cinematic universe in a way. I feel like a long-term like plan and goal of mine is to build my world and make music videos and art and stories and like movies to an extent of like my songs, like a musical film type of thing. Not to spoil too much. I mean, it's all a work in progress, so I don't even really know what I'm going to do necessarily, but like with my songs like DEADNAME and Die For You and like Before I Met You maybe in there too. I want to like come out with a movie or something, long music video, short film type of thing that's like a story connecting all those. I have a lot of ideas and kind of a developed script that I'm working on, so I won't spoil it too much, but perhaps a horror movie type of thing coming soon.
Oh, that's sick.
I've been really inspired by movies and horror films lately. I'm not crazy, but I just think they're cool. And
which movies?
I've been really into the Scream.
Okay. Like the new one or the old ones?
All of them. So I watched Scream 6. I just was like, I haven't seen any of these. And for my birthday, I got a group together to go because I was like, I like horror movies, whatever.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Was it recent?
March 12th.
Okay,
so Pisces season. What's your birthday?
May.
Okay, what day?
18.
Coming up.
It is.
Maybe that'll be the day this comes out.
Ooh, wow, what a birthday present. I'd be honored.
But happy birthday. But I saw Scream 6 and I was like, this is cool. Like, this is an interesting universe because I always saw the Scream like mask and I didn't really get what that was, to be honest, because I haven't seen many movies. And then been watching the Screams in order now. I'm only on finished 2 recently. My friends and I got together and watched that one.
Nice.
So Scream 3 coming soon to my eyes. And I've been going to theme parks a lot and just like watching more movies. And yeah, I've just been thinking about like what I want to create. You know, life is long, hopefully, and you know, there's a lot of art to create beyond just the songs to sing. So I want to go on tour and stuff in the next year and keep coming out with songs and just like getting better and better. So cool songs coming soon. Want to come out with an EP or an album. I have a lot of songs out right now, so trying to think about how I want to like package those as like a mixtape or an album or something. Hopefully work on like a concept album or something this year, but you know, just keep building and growing and having fun and working with my friends and just trying to make it all happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. One thing I'm really impressed by is you have so much video content that you're always putting out. And it's like, it's always like super, like you have all these different outfits and different scenes and all that, like it's so much. And I asked you one time about it and you said that you film it all yourself.
Yes.
Which is crazy to me because, but also a little bit inspiring because I think
anyone can do it themselves too.
Totally. Well, it's so important as an artist to have that, to have that content, to have that material. People are scared. Maybe people also, I think for myself, like I just didn't even think I was capable of like, I'm not good with video stuff. I can't. So people are nervous in front of their own camera too, I think, like just as much as they are at professional, you know? Yeah. So what is your process when you're making like content that you're going to use to promote your music on social media? Since you're doing it just yourself. Hey, depends on the day, era, etc. Honestly, I feel like a lot of it's like how I feel that day. Okay. Like if I'm feeling cute or like I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be somewhere that's like aesthetic today.
like, for example, I'm in DTLA today, obviously, for this. And I brought, like, my camera with, like, my selfie stick on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had intention to, like, walk around and film myself, like, lip-syncing my next song.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of felt shy today, I guess.
Yeah.
So, or just creeps on the street, like, watching you and stuff.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of those downtown LA.
Yeah, so I went on top of this parking garage before this, like, when I was just, like, killing time. And the security guard, I pulled out, like, my selfie stick thing, and the security guard came up to me. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Can I film a video for, like, 5 minutes?" And he's like, "For what?" And I was like, "I'm a tourist." I was like, I don't know what to say. And then he's like, "Okay, but quick," or something.
Oh, my goodness.
And I was literally just on top of, like, a 1-story parking garage. Like, doesn't even look sus, in my opinion. So I was like, whatever. I'm not going to, like, lip sync this or anything. I'm just gonna film something and leave. Like, this is, like, annoying. And then, I don't know, like, I guess I'm not feeling extremely photogenic, videogenic, whatever today. So I was just like, whatever, I'll try again tomorrow, you know? And if the video I made looks decently cool, then maybe I'll post it or something. But when I'm being intentional, or like last night, I went to a movie at Universal AMC, and my friends and I were just like outside the theater, and we're like, oh, the lights like look good here, like let's make a TikTok.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just like a lot of random stuff, or depending on who I'm with, or if it's just me and my tripod or sticks and stuff. And you know, just make sure my batteries are charged.
Yeah.
But if I'm being intentional, like, and thinking about like an era or something, I like, for example, I think my song "Die for You" had a good era or whatever. That was last August. And I was like, okay, like I want like my hair to be like blonde and like have some like red in it or something, like, you know, branding vibes or whatever. And I want to like have like the symbol of this era be like a white dress with blood on it. And I want to like shoot a video, Hollywood Forever. I mean, I shot the music video by myself, just like with my tripod and drone.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Drone.
Yeah, I have a drone. It was only like $200, so
sick.
So I was holding the remote in my hand, hiding it by my side of my dress and flying it high above.
Wow.
So no limits, y'all. But yeah, just trying to think about like the development of that era and stuff. Honestly, I shoot a lot of music videos and like do artist development for other people. So honestly, I feel like sometimes I put myself on the back burner, even if it doesn't like, I mean, I'm coming out with a lot of stuff for this or that or posting, but I feel like excited and grateful that I can help other people really make their visions come true. Yeah. Like a few artists that I work with have like very specific dreams and visions in mind for their new songs, and that also inspires me to want to put effort into my own project and make sure that whatever my dreams are, that they eventually will come true. Yeah. Like I have a music video idea for DEADNAME, but I've just been so busy to like execute it. We filmed like one scene of it, but you know, just like everyone else, it's like there's always excuses and busy and this and that, but it'll come for sure soon.
Yeah, it sounds like some key ingredients to your video process is your tripod, your drone, and your selfie stick.
I mean, I guess
being able to do it yourself.
Honestly, if you want super easy advice, if you're doing a show or something, just ask one of your homies to make sure they record the chorus of like the next song you're coming out with or the one you want to promote. I feel like honestly a lot of times, like you were saying before, doing the most doesn't get you anywhere. So or it's like the video that you aren't even thinking about will blow up. Totally. And like just making sure you put like the lyrics on the TikTok or whatever, just so like not half-assing it, like take an extra 5 minutes and that could be the lottery winner, you know? So
it really feels like a lottery.
It is.
It feels like something will hit and you have no idea why.
Right. It's like, okay.
What's your most successful social media platform? Is it TikTok?
I guess I have the most followers on TikTok.
Okay.
But I mean, I also am grateful because I was using the app like not right when it came out, but probably like 20 2020, I guess I was using it, which is earlier than people who are starting now, obviously. And the algorithm was like different then. And I didn't even really do music back then in 2020. And but I would just post like outfit videos and stuff even back then.
Okay.
So I probably had like 50K or something when I moved to LA, which
Oh,
is
no
like,
way. Wow.
which is like cool. And now I have like 115K since past 2 years or whatever. And a lot of that's like been like music followers and stuff. So that's cool.
That's sweet.
And I don't know. I don't really have any advice except for post and be good.
Do you post every day?
I try to. I mean, when I'm not feeling it, I don't, obviously. But if I'm being good, I like to keep drafts and like just try to post them. You know what I mean? Or just take the time to, especially if you have like a buddy that also does TikTok, like just finding friends that you can be like, yo, we're at this thing right now. Let's go step outside for 5 minutes, turn the flash on, and like lip sync to our song. Yeah. Like even if this gets 100 views, that's literally 100 real people. So. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to get better at that consistency.
Start today.
I'm definitely better than I was before. I think when you and I first met, I don't think I had any social media.
Whoa.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I took a break.
I'm off the grid.
It was nice, but at the same time too, I feel like the only benefit was personal, which was valuable, but it's not like my music career benefited from that at all.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel like if I wasn't trying to like pursue arts or this or that or like freelance, I, in an ideal world, would maybe not have social media and just spend all day, every day, like with loved ones and hanging out and like traveling and whatever. But I'm not rich and unemployed and chilling, so maybe someday.
Yeah.
But social media is fun, you know. People love to hate on it, but it's a magical virtual world that nobody else has had before us. So might as well play the game and enjoy it a little bit if it's gonna be there.
Yeah, Tay actually told me something that really changed my perspective on it.
Let's hear it.
Which is that you just have to find a way, like you have to enjoy the creativity of it. And what you're saying is that it's fun. Like, I think for me, I always viewed it as kind of laborious or like obligatory. And then as soon as I started just being a little bit more silly with it or fun or like creative, like what can I do to just like enjoy the process of making this weird little video?
Show your personality.
I like that a lot more. And I think that is part of it. So have fun.
Doesn't have to be so serious.
Definitely not. Who are some of your creative inspirations? You mentioned Katy Perry and Adele and T Swift.
I mean, those are like more childhood ones, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd say like now. I don't know. I mean, I try not to take too much from other people and just kind of look within and like build my own world. But I think I love like Ash Nico and Chloe Morando has cool music. Royal and the Serpents, cool music. Like people who are just coming out with their own like new music and genre. I'm bad at answering this question. I like just hearing lots of new music that comes out. I always listen to like, I would say my Discover Weekly, but it's all binaural beats. I like listening to like new releases, and it's cool to like work with a lot of artists as a photographer and videographer and just like hear and see what everyone's doing. I got to do a lot of like music discovery, like showcases in LA. I don't know. I feel like I'm just like doing my own thing so much and just like pulling stuff out of nowhere that I don't really feel myself taking inspo that much from like other artists directly. But I also feel like I'm doing just kind of like whatever I want that day. Or I feel like when I used to go into the studio to like make music with my producer friends and stuff, I would like when I was first starting off, I'd like come in with like 5 songs and be like,
Yeah.
these are the inspo for today. And then they'd be like, these songs are like different vibes, kind of.
Yeah.
Or like, or we'd start it and I'd be like, actually, no, I just want to do like more of my own thing. You know, I just feel like I've never been good at copying or like replicating what other people do or like drawing from what other people do. I'd rather just like do my own thing. But I like a lot of music and rock and pop punk, and just seeing what other people do is interesting, but I feel like that's their world and I have mine in my head.
For sure. What about growing up? Were you surrounded by a lot of creative people? Like, where did that energy get fostered for you?
I feel like growing up, I mean, honestly, I didn't go to like art school or anything like super crazy, but listening to like a lot of music with my dad in the car type of vibe.
Yeah.
And I mean, my dance community growing up was pretty cool. And being a competitive dancer from like age 7 or whatever, like being
super young,
being a performer, like dancing like 60 hours a week in the studio, like type of vibe.
Whoa. And
shout out my mom, like started working at the dance studio like kind of randomly, so that made my like tuition cheaper. So
yeah, was she a dancer?
No, not at all, but she's a seamstress.
Oh wow.
So she sews, and she would do like the dance costumes and stuff. So
that's cool. Do you sew?
I do sew.
Do you did you make anything that you're wearing right now?
I made this hoodie.
The Flash World hoodie?
Yeah, I put the stuff on it.
That's sick.
And I also...
Is it like the heat press vinyl? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
But I work at a kids fashion academy part-time.
No way.
So that's my secret. That's my day job.
That's cool.
And they're cool. It's chill. So I work there. And yeah, I sew. I need to sell on Depop again. I have a lot of like, I technically have a fashion line called Flash Fashion.
What?
I had my stuff in a fashion show in October. So
that's really cool.
Kind of cool. I've kind of sold all those pieces. So I need to like make more stuff, but coming soon, I guess. But long story short, I feel like just the pressure to be performing, and like, I don't really consider myself a perfectionist, but it's just like, this is the best I can be today type of vibe, or like I've tried the most I can, you know? And just like every day, like getting better and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like performing as a dancer, and in high school doing theater and speech team. I don't know. I feel like even though it's in a small town, it's always like kind of competitive.
Yeah.
And just like, who's gonna like try the hardest today? You know, there's just like nothing else to do except school clubs. So, and go to the diner at 2 a.m.
Hell yeah. I love a good diner. What kind of speech team was it?
Ooh, it was a competitive speech team at my high school and in Minnesota. It's like not like speech and debate. It's like different in Minnesota. So there's like 10 or 15 different categories. Honestly, this was like my life. Speech was like my everything.
Crazy.
And my category was called creative expression. And I did that for 3 years. And I did my first year, I did this category called humor.
Okay.
Or humorous expression or something.
Yeah.
And you like perform somebody else's play as like a one-man show.
Cool.
So you like pop into different characters like, hello, how's it going? And then you're like, hey, I didn't tell you to do that. Like whatever.
Yeah.
And my first year I did a piece like about, it was called like Super Sidekick or something. And it's like about the sidekick becoming the hero at the end or whatever. And like I did all right. Like it was fine. Probably got like 20th place or something. And I was just like, I want to like write something that's like about my life, which is kind of how I feel about music and everything too. Like I like covers and stuff, but I want to like share my story or whatever. And so then my junior year was arguably like my most successful year. And I wrote a speech about my first job being at McDonald's basically. And it was like from the perspective of me basically, like having my last day at McDonald's. And it was like kind of, I guess, mocking my coworkers and stuff and like the interesting people that would like come into the shop And I mean, it was like hometown vibes. Obviously, it'd be like, or just like the people that just came in. Like, it was all lighthearted and fun.
Yeah.
And I got like first place at like almost every tournament with that.
Wow.
After getting literally like close to last place the year before on all of them. So I was feeling better.
Yeah.
And then I got, I think, 5th at state. So.
Wow. Damn.
I was like considering, like, I was like, should I be a speech coach for my job someday? And then it was like, nah.
That's pretty
I'll
cool.
do theater. So I don't know. I was super into like public speaking and like performing like that too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to start my actor journey right now. So
okay.
You know,
well, you're in the right place for it.
Right. So I just did some headshots, trying to like audition for things.
Nice.
Get it going.
Do you have any kind of representation at all?
No, but scout me. Just trying to like, I feel like that's always been like a dream of mine to do acting, and like thinking about like how far I've come with music, with like it kind of just happening, with just like effort and stuff. I'm like, not to say that acting's easy or something, but I'm like, I feel like if I just like work towards something, I can make it happen even a little bit. So
yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's part of the wheelhouse of everything you're doing. Like,
I'm down.
The creative world. I also did a lot of speech. In high school, I did
category.
Well, I did speech and debate stuff, but then what I competed at mostly was poetry.
I could see it.
I did a lot of that was my jam.
Do a poem for me.
Oh my God. Well, there's a poem at the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah, I think I heard you while I was like in the bathroom.
I don't remember the entire thing, like, which is kind of embarrassing.
Were you saying it?
Was I saying
when I was in the other room? Were you saying a poem?
Oh man, was I talking to myself? I don't know what I was saying. But yeah, I did that. I won some competitions in middle school. That was like when I first started doing. Well, that's a lie. I first started when I was like really little, but then I started competing in middle school.
Okay.
And then I started competing on the one that's like a state, like national, like circuit thing. Like you could go all the way to the top. So I started doing that in high school. It was called Poetry Out Loud.
National Forensic League?
Oh, I don't know. But whatever this was, it was called Poetry Out Loud. And I went to state.
Okay.
And then got in the top 8, but I didn't win state. So
not yet. Go back in time.
Go back to high school.
Flashback.
But that was a pretty big part of my life as well.
What was that poem about?
Oh my God. I think there were 3 poems that I did for that. I don't remember any of those poems though. I don't even know their names. I know that I did like Henry V, Act 4, Scene 3.
Whoa.
In like 6th grade or 8th grade, and that was what I
captivating.
That's what this is funny. I won a school poetry contest in 6th grade, and the prize was like $300.
Whoa, rich.
And I was pumped. I bought an iPod video.
Yes.
And an Under Armour shirt because that's
what's up.
That was what all the cool kids were wearing in middle school.
No, that's a vibe. Keep him warm.
Oh my God. But yeah, there's in a way I feel like I'm actually, there's a part of me that is kind of interested in like pulling from that inspiration. That's something that I haven't really touched
poetry
in a long time. Poetry for sure.
This is your sign.
Poetry.
Will you write me a poem right now?
Right in this moment. Have you seen those people that will post up at parties and they'll like freestyle
with a typewriter?
Yeah. Have you seen that?
I have a friend like that has a typewriter, and they do that at
and
the
they
park.
do parties? In the park? Yeah. This is the thing. What's their name? I wonder if I know this person.
I don't think you would know them. They live in Minnesota.
Oh shit. But they do it for tips? Like
yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing until this job that I was working in December for the Harry Styles pop-up on Abercrombie.
Okay.
And I was just working it. I had nothing to do with like the organization of it, but they hired these poets to come in and like type poetry for people. And I was talking to them and they're like, yeah, there's a big thing in New York. Like people will busk in Central Park. Like,
yeah.
And I've done a lot. I love busking. But like in my mind, busking is like
Singing.
You're playing guitar, or you're like maybe you're juggling, you're street performing. I never thought about someone with a typewriter and a little table. Just
No, that's cute.
super cool. I think that I would be very intimidated.
I want to do that. I need a typewriter.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty easy solution for you.
Time to get one. I should do it with a label maker.
Oh, that's tight. I like that. It also fits your vibe, the typewriter, though, because the vintage vibe. You're also kind of notorious for showing up with a camcorder.
Oh, yeah. I love my
things.
camcorder. It was a shocker. I don't have it right here.
I know. I love that I have like an hour of footage from you of one of the Bite the Noise shows that we did here of one of the concerts. It's like a full hour on VHS.
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess not VHS? I don't know. Camcorder.
I love my camcorder.
Are there any places of inspiration you draw from when it comes to your photography, your videography?
I mean, now that I'm watching more like movies and stuff, I guess like more of that. But honestly, in the past, I feel like I would just do whatever I think looks cool, which I mean is kind of a stupid answer. But I've been kind of like developing like my presets and like my look for a few years. So I feel like I finally have like down like how I want things to look and how I envision things in my head.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have a lot of like, I guess, inspiration from dreams.
Okay.
And like,
do you write down your dreams?
No, not right now, but I should again. But I actually like dream in different like cameras.
What?
Like,
whoa.
Like I can, like I lucid dream most of the time, and I can like go into different perspectives, like drone or like 360 or like VHS or like third person. So I feel like my dreams are kind of like crazy.
That's cool.
A lot of nightmares, honestly, but usually they come around to being cool.
Yeah.
Like I had this cool dream like 2 days ago, and it was like me at an apartment building that was like kind of LA vibes, kind of Minnesota. It wasn't really necessarily anywhere in particular, but it's also kind of like Mario World. And it was like I went up these like stairs or whatever to the top of the parking garage of this place, and then the whole world like turned like green and blue and like rainbow and stuff.
Whoa.
And then I don't know, it was like I threw up like my camera to the sky or something, and there's like suddenly like a drone shot of like me with all this like greenery and everything.
Wow.
And then like I was kind of like back to my first perspective, and then I like went back downstairs, and then like someone was like stealing my scooter. And then I like got my scooter back, and I was like hopping over puddles and stuff, and then my scooter like dissolved under me, and I was like, what the heck? And then like the walls were like coming out of the doorways and everything. So I guess I have some crazy dreams.
Yeah, no kidding. Do you usually remember your dreams?
I feel like I usually remember them if I don't wake up to an alarm, if I wake up like a few minutes before, or if like I tell someone in the morning, or like write it down, or like if it's like relevant, you know?
Yeah. I had a dream last night that was awesome.
Tell me.
I had this dream that I was on this beach, and I had this, there was like a box, and I opened up the box, and there was like a surfboard in it.
Okay.
That like you blew up like with like a little pump.
Cool.
And then I guess I took the surfboard out into the ocean, and then it turned into a dragon.
That's amazing.
But like
and then you rode the dragon?
But I was like trying to learn how to like operate the dragon. Like
how to tame the dragon.
It was bizarre. And then I don't think I ever got to the point where I was like really knew what I was doing, but I was like with this dragon in the ocean.
As his life.
As his life.
No, that's cool.
That's the life I aspire to.
I want to ride a dragon.
Yeah, it was sweet. Like sometimes you get lucky with dreams because, you know.
They inspire you.
They inspire you. It's like a taste of something that you're not going to get that in life.
Right.
But I go through phases. Like I'll have periods of time where I'm not dreaming, and then I'll have periods of time where I'm dreaming intensely. Like,
what does the universe want to show me
every
right
night.
now? Dreams are cool.
Dreams are sweet. I hope I have some more tonight.
I just put a spell on you. Now you will have many dreams.
I'll text you later today. I'll be like,
yo, I had a crazy
this is your
dream.
fault.
Yo, I've been having nightmares since this podcast. And I'm like, really
I did have a nightmare the other night that was really intense.
Is it worth sharing or too scary?
Maybe. Like, I had this dream that I was with my family and we were like
in Canada.
Well, my parents are in Oregon. I don't know where we were. It was almost like we were in maybe like Santa Monica, nondescript area.
We're at the restaurant.
We were like on a trip, and we were in this place, and then I got into an altercation with some guy.
Uh-oh.
And but it was like bad. Like it was like gonna go down. The vibes of the dream were like, okay, this guy and I were about to like
end it.
Yeah, it's about to get violent. And I was like freaking out at my family. I was like, yo, like get to the car. And then this dream just kept on like looping. That I was like in this like conflict with this guy. I don't know what that means, but
uh-oh. Evil eye.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But usually I don't have nightmares. I don't really have a whole lot of nightmares, so
that's good.
I'm lucky in that regard. One thing that I'm curious about, so being non-binary is like a pretty central part of your identity as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's in your songs, it's in your bio. What, if you don't mind sharing, like what was that story like from,
girl to non-binary?
Sure, yeah, girl to non-binary.
I mean, I was kind of touching on it in the beginning, but honestly, I didn't expect like non-binary stuff to be so central to my career, artist identity, or all this.
Yeah.
But I guess like what I was saying earlier is like I started started going by FLASCH in like late 2021 and like kind of coming to terms more with like the whole like they them, like trying to ask people to say they them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But actually in like 2020 I feel like I started to feel like non-binary vibes. And that was like a private thing for me, I guess. I was like, okay, this is like, and that was kind of still in my, or like 2019, like when I got back from like China and stuff, I feel like I was just like understanding myself more and stuff. And I was just like, oh, I just like don't really feel like super like female or whatever. And like on my license that year, I said like gender X, like non-binary in Minnesota.
Okay.
And that was kind of like me trying to take a step towards like accepting that myself. And I didn't tell anyone unless someone would like see my license and be like, what's that about?
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, yep, and just be all cryptic and weird. But it was kind of like me trying to take a step towards like verbalizing that I felt non-binary and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in 2021, I like would see people be like she, they and stuff on like online and in LA and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I first moved to LA, I like obviously was still going by Bree because that's like what I went by in Minnesota and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then like that was just to my close friends or whatever because I didn't know that many people when I moved here. And then I don't know. I guess there's not like any crazy story, but I was just like, I started as like she, they vibes and like going by like Bree, like she, they. And then I was like, oh, should I like make my name be like Breezy or something like slightly more like gender neutral, like Brianna vibes. And then I was like, actually, I don't really like this like relationship with my like female name all that much anyway.
Yeah.
And so I was like trying to think about like what I wanted my chosen name to be. And I don't know, like growing up, I feel like a lot of people have like a childhood character that they like make up or something. And I was like, okay, I'm not like my like childhood character, like Robin was like my character's name. And then I was like, am I? And then I'm like, nah. And then I don't know. I just was like, I just feel lucky that I've always liked my last name and that it's kind of like a superhero vibe or something.
Totally.
And a lot of non-binary people like use names that are like nature or like electric or like kind of like gender neutral names and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt lucky that I could go by Flash.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have, every single day, people are like, what's your real name?
Really?
And have questions and like backhanded like bullshit every day. But
Yeah.
I think it's worth it for me to go by Flash, even with like the questions or this or that, because everyone has stupid questions about their name, even if it's like normal vibes. And then about a year ago, I was still going by like she, they, she, or like, oh, it's fine kind of energy. And then last summer, I was like, okay, nobody ever call me Brie again kind of vibe. Like, please call me Flash. Please respect that I'm non-binary. Like, there's no more questions anymore.
Yeah.
And this was like kind of as I was like, I mean, most people knew me like publicly or whatever as Flash, like people that I meet at a show meet me once or something. But I feel like it took a sec for like people in my close circles to like get used to it, which is stupid and how it always goes. It's harder to get the people who love you the most to like call you what you want or like get used to changes, even though it shouldn't be. But I feel like I started going by like they, them completely. Like about a year ago, I mean, people still call me she that don't know me super personally all day, every day.
Yeah.
Every like person at the store, this, that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Even like a lot of my photo video clients, it's sometimes not even like worth making them feel like shit to just be like, hey, I'm non-binary, by the way, if you didn't know that, because I just like don't want to ruin the vibe or something by making them feel bad. Like, I mean, that shouldn't be the case, but you know what I mean? It's like not my day. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather not like make them feel bad.
Yeah.
But
does it make you feel bad when those people
call me she?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of, but if I feel like I won't see someone again, it's not really worth saying anything.
Yeah.
Or like I'm not gonna tell like the Starbucks barista like non-binary, by the way. But honestly, I feel lucky in LA. I feel like a lot of people say they, them about me. Maybe I don't know if it's because of the way I look or something, but I don't really wear it.
Like right off the bat, like first.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
And especially in my circles and community, I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm like leading this, but a lot of my friends and stuff call everyone they, them as a neutral, unless someone's like passionate about being like he or she, then, I mean, that's not perfect either, because we should be celebrating everyone's identity, even if they're cis, I guess. But like, I think the idea of having gender neutral language be the standard should be more common. Or if you don't know someone's gender, like calling them they, them. Yeah. I don't know. But honestly, like the getting called she and stuff is like fine, like whatever. And I work with kids, so they're going to call me girl and stuff too. But I feel like the thing that has been the best part for me is getting called Flash, because that just like, that just feels right.
Well, that's like the most specific identity.
Right? It's like,
a lot of people
just call me my name. Yeah. Like, isn't that the bare minimum?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Do you feel different in this new, I don't know if you would call it a new, but I guess maybe new expression of yourself than before?
Yeah, I feel like this is like, being called Flash is like the person I've always wanted to like be, and like the identity I've always like wanted to have, because I feel like, I don't know, like, I mean, maybe it's invalidating to non-binary people or something, but I feel like at 18 or something, everyone should get to, if they want to change their name or something, like, do your thing, like, change your name, be who you want to be. Like, I think it's kind of like weird in our world that we're supposed to hold on to this name that someone else gave us, and this like,
it is weird,
and like these societal like genders and whatever, you know what I mean? So I wish more people, I think a lot more, not that I think everyone's non-binary or something, but I think there's a lot more people who are holding on to this idea of who everyone else wants them to be instead of being who they actually are, whether that's non-binary or not, or a name that's theirs or not. I feel like everyone has a lot more expansion of themselves that they've yet to find, and most people never find it. So
for sure.
I feel grateful to be myself at this age.
Yeah.
Even if it feels later than I wanted.
Yeah.
We're so young.
I think that there's a lot of truth there. I think that it's really easy for us in society to feel constrained on how to express ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Or if you've lived a certain character your whole life.
Yeah. Yeah, like a feeling like you just have to maintain that, or a feeling like you can't change it. It is weird that we get names that are given to us that can really define, like a name is important.
Right.
It does shape who we are. It defines us. I mean, my name is Sheldon, and
that's different than Jake for sure.
Yeah, if my name was Jake, I wouldn't get people coming up to me and be like, "Oh, your name is like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory."
OMG, Bazinga!
Exactly. So it really defines or people also have associations too. Like certain names might bring to mind certain emotions or certain experiences.
Or people name that or something.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think the idea of like being free to be self-deterministic and say like, okay, this is actually what I feel like. This is who I am. This is what resonates with me. I mean, that's
life, baby.
You're only on this world for a short second, so make the most of it.
Right. It's interesting. I don't know. Sometimes I think about like how different my life would be if I went by Flash growing up, or I mean, obviously my name was always Flash, and like my last name, and there's actually a lot of like some of my favorite teachers and coaches and stuff would call me Flash. Mm-hmm. So kind of interesting. Like my speech coaches and theater coaches always called me Flash. So I'm like, LOL, interesting.
Yeah.
Or like when I lived in China, I didn't go by Bree. I had like a name that meant like lightning, like Flash.
Ooh, it was like a Mandarin name?
Yeah. And
what was it? Can you say it?
Sean. I mean,
Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm even saying that right anymore, but it's supposed to be like lightning, like Sean Dien. Just like lightning.
That's cool.
My teacher like gave me that name.
That's really cool.
I guess the whole name was Sean Bebe, so Lightning Baby. And they like just give you this name in my program, and then my like Chinese friend was like, "Do you know that means lightning baby?" Kind of. And I was like, so then I asked my teacher, and I was like, "My name's Lightning Baby," and she's like, "Yeah, because your name is Flash in English, and you're like cute like a baby." And I was like, "All right." But
That's
I don't know,
hilarious.
somewhat validating to be called Lightning Baby, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like in one of my jobs, I worked for like Boy Scouts of America as a camp counselor right before college, and they called me Breezy, and I really liked that. I don't know, I feel like I've always been like looking for ways to not be called Brianna and Bree, so
yeah,
kind of interesting. But I feel like if I grew up being like called Flash always, maybe I'd have a different like life, or like people would treat me different. Or like as a kid, people would be like, Flash, like the superhero, huh? Or like that's a famous person's name or something, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
But then I feel like at school I'd always just get called Bree F, because there was always another Bree or Brianna around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why can't they just call me Flash?
Yeah.
So, what's in a name?
Do you think you would ever move back to Minnesota?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I would maybe go to Minneapolis for like a project or something, but I don't know what project that would be. I really want to go on tour and go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
I don't really have like much bringing me back to Minnesota. A lot of my friends have moved out. Shout out. But I need to renew my license there because it just expired in March.
You don't want that Cali license?
I have a Cali ID, but I don't know. I guess it just seems easier to do it in Minnesota. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But I don't know. I want to perform at like venues in Minnesota. I feel like that'd be iconic to go back and do a show. I think it's possible.
Hell yeah, anything is possible.
Right?
I think you're also on that trajectory
Thank you.
for sure. So you've never toured before?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Man, exciting stuff.
OMG.
Sounds like travel is also just something that's pretty important to you.
Yeah, I haven't gone many places in a minute far away. So
Where would you like to go next? Besides Japan. You mentioned Japan earlier.
if I was gonna go somewhere new, if money didn't matter, the next place I am gonna go that's new is Mexico City because my best friend is gonna go live there for a few months. I know you said you were there.
Mexico City is incredible.
So I'll need some suggestions, but gonna go visit her this summer.
Nice.
Some point, June or something.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully it won't be too expensive. But if money didn't matter, I know you said, would you want to live in China? My answer is still no, I guess. But there's a lot of like amazing, beautiful places in China that I want to visit. Like, I can't think of the names of all the cities, but like the place where like Avatar is based off of is there. Or like when I had my program there, honestly, we did a lot of traveling, like because our visas didn't let us leave China. So for like our spring break, we went to like Beijing and Xi'an and saw like the terracotta warriors. We went to Sichuan and like pet the pandas and like volunteered at a panda sanctuary. And I love pandas.
Yeah.
I want to go to Taiwan.
Okay.
I want to go to honestly some places in Europe. I've been to Germany and Switzerland, but I think it'd be cool to go to like Italy and like Hungary and places like that. I don't know, just like.
Do you still have family in Germany? Wow. Do you speak any German?
I used to more when I was a kid, but now not really. I want to speak it again more. I've been to London for like a week or two for travel, but it'd be cool to go to like Spain and stuff. I want to go more to South America. I want to go to Brazil and like rainforest vibes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to go to more states in the U.S. I really want to tour, so I think it'd be cool to like. My ideal situation as a not huge artist, I think it'd be fun to like do photo video work like in these different cities and have that kind of be paying for it.
Totally.
And then
I feel like that's very doable for you.
Right? I'm like go like shoot some stuff for some like local businesses while I'm there.
Sure, yeah.
But it's all part of it.
You just need a van.
Right? Van life. Gotta go to Canada someday.
Yeah, you never been, you said.
Never.
Oh, man. Yeah, go to Vancouver.
Where would you go?
Vancouver and Montreal. Montreal is incredible.
I want to go.
In the summer.
My friend who's going to Mexico City was just in Montreal like 2 days ago.
Yeah, I've only been there once before. I played a show there.
Okay.
Once upon a time. But yeah, Montreal is incredible. In the summer though, don't go in the winter because it'll be like minus 30.
Minnesota vibes.
Yeah, but Vancouver is also beautiful. A lot of really good food. It's very diverse. Great transit.
Okay.
Yeah, I miss it a lot. So
road trip.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back there this summer. I really hope I can. So
where would you go if you could go anywhere with money doesn't matter?
Oh man,
that you haven't been.
That I haven't been. I've been dying to go to Argentina.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I've been really wanting to go to.
I'm like,
Buenos
don't put a
Aires.
map in front of me. I'll just say everywhere.
Yeah, I've also always wanted to go to Antarctica.
Right? You think it's real? Just kidding.
Only one way to find out.
Give me a penguin.
Where else? I really want to go everywhere.
Right?
I really want to go everywhere.
Life's too short to not go everywhere.
There is nowhere that I wouldn't go.
Right?
There's some way.
Besides like safety or something, I'm down for anything.
Yeah. I almost went to North Korea when I was in college.
Okay.
Not last minute. I decided not to go, I think for financial reasons. And then it was a good thing I did because those people who went ended up getting trouble. They didn't get in trouble. They got denied and they weren't allowed in. So they were stuck in China. So if I'd gone, I wouldn't have even gotten to go to North Korea.
It all works out, right?
Yeah, but I wanted to go to Pyongyang, check it out, see what's up. I would also love to go to Seoul.
It's cool. I was there for 2 weeks. I stayed in literally like this cheap Airbnb like basement, and these other people were like basically in the same room.
Yeah.
And it was super like dinky, and I was there in the winter, and it was really cold, but it was a cool city and interesting despite my living situation.
I'm really
Hong
curious.
Kong's amazing. I don't know what it's like now,
yeah.
but in 2019 it was crazy. It was so awesome.
Yeah, I would love to go to Hong Kong. I've always been interested by Korean fashion.
Oh, it's cool.
It's very strong and like just very different. I love it.
New wave, and like I love the like street style in China and stuff. I feel like things that people were wearing there in 2019 are like just now becoming in style here. They're always way ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Fashion's a pretty big part of your expression as well.
I guess.
Every time I see you, you're always wearing something crazy. I love this little hat that you got on right now with like the big like
gotta have the hat with the ears.
Baby safety pin in the ears. Yeah.
This is literally just to keep it on when I scooter.
It flies off otherwise?
Yeah, it has flown off into the street.
Oh damn. Where do you pull inspiration from, or like what excites you when it comes to fashion?
I like to, I mean, ideally I wouldn't be wearing this outfit.
Okay.
Ideally I want to have a lot less clothes, because right now I kind of have like stuff from like, I'm just trying to get rid of stuff right now, which is hard.
Yeah.
Or like I have like this idea in my head that I could like sew things out of this or that, but I just like don't have all the time to sew stuff out of these old clothes or whatever. So I just need to like get rid of stuff or sell things.
Yeah.
But ideally I think it'd be cool to have like 10 outfits per era or something, or like 5 outfits. Kind of like if you've seen the new Mario movie. Have you?
Not yet.
Well, just think like video game vibes, like how they have like 5 outfits.
Yeah.
They have like the sporty one, like a daytime one. Like I don't want to be wearing like the same thing every day, but if it's like, if I have like sport flash or like dancer flash, singer flash, like kind of like, I don't know, archetypes, like, or something.
Yeah, that's cool.
Or like my scooter outfit or something, like a jumpsuit that I put on, kind of like Princess Peach vibes. And they all kind of are like blue and white and like custom made by me.
Yeah.
And like ideally I'd wear only things that I've sewn, but that's kind of its own like I'm pretty good at sewing, and I honestly think I could make anything with enough time.
Yeah, that's sick.
Like my friends and I around Halloween, we went to Six Flags and dressed like the Scooby-Doo characters. And I feel like I'm finally at a point in my sewing where I can kind of make anything. So I made like pants from scratch. I was Fred, and I made blue pants completely from scratch, like in 30 minutes with a waistband and perfect fit, no pattern or anything.
Can you teach me how to put a waistband in pants?
YouTube. I feel like I'd be like, put this here, and then
because I had a really bad failed attempt at making sweatpants.
It just takes practice, because I've made some bad pants too.
Yeah, I made this jacket.
Okay, sick.
I picked up a sewing machine over COVID.
That's a good looking jacket.
Thank you.
Good job.
It's very rugged, but I feel like it works because that just looks like it was
it's the vibe,
the style. Sewing is hard though.
Right.
Sewing is not easy.
I like doing it as like, when some people are like, I need to work out, or like go play basketball.
You like,
I'm like, give me some sewing.
It feels good. It feels
and then
very
you make
cathartic.
Something. If you finish the product, it feels good.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just like, I'll go to the machine and just like bring the fabric over, and I sew like one thing. I'm like, never mind. I'm like, not today.
Yeah. Did you learn how to sew from your mom?
Honestly, no. She didn't teach me, but I just taught myself.
Okay.
I took a sewing class in middle school, and I feel like I was pretty good. I mean, I'd like watch my mom sew or whatever, but I just feel like practice makes perfect.
Sure.
During COVID, I got a lot more like experimental, and I got a sewing machine at some point that was just like my mom's old machine, and I've only had one machine ever. So there's like a lot of different times we had like shove it to the side for a while because it'd be too hard, or like I just like would come up with like self-sabotage ideas, like not buying new needles for like $5 on Amazon, you know?
Sure.
And just letting it like dissolve out for a while. But for early sewers, just buy a bunch of needles, and
I've broken so many needles.
Right, and just keeping like the bobbins nearby. I feel like the bobbins are discouraging because you just like or like, I don't want to wound up the bobbin right now. I like teaching people how to sew. I feel like it gives people freedom. Yeah. Even to just make a pillowcase or something.
Oh, pillowcases are where it all begins, I feel like. That was some of the first stuff that I made. I made all the pillowcases for my first van.
Okay.
And yeah, they were probably super sketchy. But hey, I slept on them for a year. They worked out.
Right.
So have you ever been down to the garment district down here?
Yeah, I was there today.
Oh, hell yeah. That's like one of my favorite places in LA.
I was sad. The one I used to go to all the time closed completely.
Really?
I'm like, where did they...
Like a little shop?
Yeah. It was like one of the dollar yard places.
Yeah, those places are sick.
I can't believe I shut down. I wonder if they're just like... It doesn't look like they were closed today because usually they have stuff out everywhere. But I was like, damn, end of the era, I guess.
Yeah, it's also kind of... Well... I was going to say, it looks like it's going to rain, so maybe they were like, not worth, but...
I'm like, this place was always hustling, so...
Oh, shoot.
But life hack, getting perfume from the perfume district in DTLA is a hack.
I still haven't done that, but I've seen it. There's like...
Vibe. That was one of my missions for DTLA today. This, photo shoot, perfume, fabric district.
Yeah, check it out.
Grand Central Market, got a burrito. Half of it's in your fridge.
I think I know the place that you're at. Is the one on the left side? The taco place on the left side?
It is. I went to the taco place, that one last time, but the wait was crazy this time, so I just went to like the one next to it that was more like breakfast burritos.
Yeah, I love Grand Central Market.
It's cool. For those who don't know, it's like not the New York Grand Central Market, but it's like a big food court with like food from around the world. And there's like neon signs everywhere, and they have like lots of like Asian food and stuff, and they have like a donut shop and like Mexican food and like other
egg sluts
like
there too.
Right, they have like bagel places and like randomly like peanut butter jelly shops and stuff. Coffee.
Have you been to the downstairs area?
Yeah, they're trying to do like I haven't been there when they actually have vendors, but the space looks nice. It's like vast and open.
That is where I met. Oh man, I can't believe I'm gonna. I think they're called Nostalgia. There's the vendors that Tay and I brought on to shows. That's where I met them. I think they're called Nostalgia. Do you know what I'm talking about? They have like shirts and candles and...
Maybe.
Yeah, they're really cool.
5 hours later.
Yeah.
Did you guys make it to the end?
I love that little spot though. There's some really cool stuff down there. Do you like downtown LA?
That's chill. I used to like work out of a studio down here like my first year in LA.
What kind of studio?
Photo studio.
Oh, okay,
like
nice.
I was it was a crazy deal. Long story short, I won't get into a whole nother arc, but I was like in my sewing / photo arc, and I was like, how do I make money here? Like LOL. Like I'm either gonna need to focus on like selling and making Depop clothes or something, or like take photo like to the next level or something. Yeah. So I went on Craigslist, first mistake. And I was looking up like studio share or something, and I was like, okay, my budget could be like $400 a month, because that's like not that crazy amount for like if you're doing work out of it and stuff, like sewing or photo or something. And I found, long story short, this studio share with this lady, and it was like I could go there like 2 or 3 times a week. So like 12 days a month or something, and use the studio all day, like a photo studio. And so me, this lady, and like technically 2 other people, but they like never went. So I had like a studio that I would like take pictures out of on Olympic down here. And so I would spend a lot of time down here. But that's like kind of how I got introduced to the fabric market and stuff, just like exploring. And like I feel like that kind of inspired my sewing and stuff too, more during the pandemic. But DTLA is cool, but I wouldn't want to live down here.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
I like Hollywood more, I guess.
Is that where you live now? Okay. I haven't spent a ton of time in Hollywood.
whoa.
I know.
I mean, I'm not like on the stars or something, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just grateful to live in LA. Better than small town Minnesota.
Was it a bit of a shock to you when you first came to LA?
Honestly, not too much. Because I used to have like family here when I was little. Like my grandparents used to live here. But
yeah.
honestly, no, I've been waiting my whole life to move here in a way.
Wow.
So it just feels good to be home.
Does it feel like home?
Yeah, I love it here. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Love the weather.
The weather is definitely...
Honestly, like...
This year it hasn't been amazing, but...
Right, the winter's been a little chilly, but no negative 30, right?
Yeah.
I mean, people have a lot of hate on the people in LA and this and that, but I feel like when you find like your 5 or 10 people, that's all you need. It's like no matter where you are in the world, your like brain can only comprehend having like 5 friends anyway. Like you don't need to be besties with every person you ever meet. That's not how it's gonna go anywhere. So as long as you have like your few homies and know how to have fun on a budget or making art or whatever your hobby is, it's like it's all you need in life.
Yeah, I think that there's some truth to the simplicity of that. Doesn't really take much. You just got to have some good people and some good ways to
cope,
to have fun, to enjoy.
Life's more than just working nonstop and living in the simulation. Go have fun.
Yeah, you do a lot of things that are creative for work.
Hey.
Do you feel like it's work? Because there's that expression, find what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, or something like that.
Honestly, yeah, I don't really feel like I work that much anymore because I love every project I'm a part of. And like, I mean, there's some days that feel more like work or something when I'm like doing just like busy work for clients or like editing or this or that. But I mean, I used to like work in an office for like an internship in Minnesota and just like stuff like that, or like working at the mall, or like working at like Tim Hortons as a whatever.
They have Tim Hortons in Minnesota?
They had one for a bit. I don't know if it still exists. But
way. Wow.
Like those feel like a job to me, just where there's someone like yelling at you and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, like at this point, everything, even the hard stuff's part of the creative process. So there's going to be people who are more annoying to work with, or like don't get me, or like say she or whatever. But it's like, honestly, most days are pretty fun, even the harder jobs and stuff. I feel like what makes it harder is like, just like, there are just days when you don't want to work, but that's every job, you know?
Yeah.
So
how do you get your clients?
For photo and video, I mean, mostly it's like word of mouth. And
it's awesome.
Yeah, I just do different stuff every day. I do like make some clothes for these people and do like photo video for that person, just like random stuff. So I don't know, living the dream, I guess. The
patchwork of gig economy, freelance.
Right, I'm trying to do more like songwriting and like being like getting, I guess, income that way, but also I just want to like write on more people's projects and be involved more musically, because I do a lot of creative stuff for a lot of people's like projects. So it'd be cool to be like a co-writer on more
Let's write a song together
right now. Ba 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 da da da.
Oh man.
Do your poem.
I know, you really wanted me to freestyle some stuff right now. I saw a video that you posted where you were at SoundCloud.
Oh yeah.
What was that all about, and how did that come to be?
So they hit me up like a year ago and were like, cool stuff. And I was like, is this real? Is this a scam email?
Yeah.
And then, long story short, they were like, oh, you can like distribute your music with us, and like we'll come at you with like some sync opportunities.
Sweet.
So I mean, nothing crazy has happened with them, but it's cool to have them be my friends in my corner. But
yeah, well, you got to go to their headquarters.
Yeah, it was cool. They brought me to the office and I got to pet the SoundCloud dog. I couldn't believe
What kind
it.
of dog is the SoundCloud dog?
I forget, maybe German Shepherd or like some mutt thing. I feel like I don't know dog breeds unless they're a Husky or a Pomeranian.
Okay.
I've never had a dog.
No.
Except for my robot dog, Spark.
You still have your robot dog?
I do. I should have brought him.
Damn.
I
Wait, I feel like I've actually seen your robot dog.
Of course.
I think you brought...
He's famous.
I think you brought him to...
a Tay show?
Yeah.
I hope so. He's played with Cleo, Tay's dog, I think.
Yeah, that I feel like that might actually be on that hour-long camcorder video that we have.
Oh, maybe.
That you made. You've talked a bit about some of your different dreams, hopes, aspirations, and all this new music coming out and
so
potential
many
musical.
dreams.
What there's so much potential opportunity ahead of you. What are some things that you just, if you can list them off, like things that you really want to see in your future?
Ooh. Like, is this real life? I mean, big dream wise, I want to go on tour. It'd be cool to be like a supporting act on a big person's tour of like someone I like or something.
Mm-hmm. Like who?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know no one in particular, but it'd be cool to go with like Ash Nico or like some artists like that I like.
Ash Nico, if you're listening.
Hey.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to be, I mean, I know I'm saying I've barely started my acting journey, but it'd be cool to be an actor in something big someday.
Yeah.
And something small. I really want to build out like my own world and everything and like continue to do that. I mean, part of me like doesn't want to do photo and video like professionally as much anymore once hopefully my music gets bigger, this or that, but
yeah.
Like, I want to be able to continue to do photo and video, like, as I want and, like, not necessarily have to... I just, like, don't want to worry about money anymore.
Preach.
And just to be able to, like, create when I want, what I want, whether that be photo and video for friends or this or bigger clients or smaller or whatever. Or it'd be cool, like, how, like... Lady Gaga and like these people like are in movies or like creative directors of companies or like just kind of can do whatever they want because people like trust their vision and like what they have to say.
Yeah.
And just kind of developing my own taste and eye because there's always like so much more to learn and every month I feel like a new like I've learned so much more. And just the past couple months I've really been trying to get better at performing. And I love, like, my live band. So it'd be super cool to, like, tour not just as me, but to be able to support, like, my band and stuff, too, and have us, like, all go and not just have it be, like... I mean, I know I was saying, like, oh, it'd be cool to, like, tour and, like, have it be, like, self-funded photo vibes or whatever. Like, that'd be cool or whatever. But it'd also be sick to, like, be able to bring the whole band, whether that's, like, super paid or not, and just, like... I just want to keep making, like, memories with the people I love and, like, watch all of us, like, go to the top or whatever. Like, it'd be really lonely if I was, like, the only one that was, like, growing and evolving. So I just want to, like, meet more people that, like, vibe with my stuff and, like, work with more producers and, like, make more songs and just have more time to make music and not be working all the time.
Yeah.
But big goals, tour, travel, live my life.
Yeah, be free.
Billboard, top 10, whatever, hit song. Times Square, Billboard, whatever. I mean, more than like buying a $15, like 30-second billboard. It'd be cool to do like more modeling and stuff or like commercial acting like that. I think that's cool.
You've done some of that?
I have done some like random modeling for like brands like Moku Yobi. I randomly was in Harper's Bazaar as a model, which was crazy. But just like random stuff. I want my hair to be longer. I'm growing out my hair. That's a big,
I noticed
that's
that
a big goal.
You cut it.
I didn't. I've just always worn wigs.
Oh, what?
So this is my real hair today.
Whoa.
She's getting longer.
Okay. I'm also growing my hair out right now.
Okay. We're both wearing hats.
Yeah. We're both in the awkward stage where you're covering it up. So,
I want to be able to afford nice hair extensions, human hair wig, organic groceries, buy groceries without worrying, go out to eat.
yeah. It's a struggle.
Start a coffee company. I don't know.
Ooh. I've always wanted to start a coffee shop.
Do you want to talk about your future sponsor?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we've been drinking this B-Sweet cold brew coffee, and I love it. It's delicious.
It's pretty good. I'm usually a cold brew hater.
Really?
But I liked this today. It was
That
good.
means a lot then coming from you. I'm also just a coffee fiend. Like, I can just keep drinking
Me too, but
so
I
much
hate
coffee.
bad cold brew. I hate canned cold brew usually. So
Wow. So
if it passes the test, it
damn,
did.
that's some damn good coffee right there.
Have you tried the Oleato at Starbucks, the olive oil
Oh my
drink?
God. No, okay, I haven't tried it yet. Should I?
I like it. I think it's interesting. I don't think it's an everyday drink, but it's giving like I'm feeling like it this today.
Yeah, they're going intense on that branding. It's everywhere. It's like Oleato.
Apparently it's only on the West Coast or something.
Interesting.
Because I asked my dad, I was like, try the Oleato
Yeah.
olive oil drink. He's like, no, it's in only California. Or
That's
something.
funny. That makes sense. That makes sense that we would be the test subjects. Like, oh, those LA people, they'll drink some olive oil in there. It's totally made up. They're just like trying to fuck with us. They're like, well, it's some olive oil. It's a coffee, and we'll just get people to drink it.
Chef's kiss.
I'll try it.
It was good. You should get the golden foam one. Not
Yeah?
sponsored.
Okay, maybe after this, I'll go to Starbucks.
And
I'll
get
try the Oleato,
Oleato.
and I'll let you know what I think.
After this, I have a photo shoot at
Damn,
6.
another photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But you were doing the video shoot, but now it's a photo shoot. Okay,
I was doing a photo shoot this morning.
it's a busy
then
day.
You, and then another photo shoot later. I mean, partially that's my own fault for putting them all on the same day, but
Just knocking them out, just making it happen.
I feel like a good work-life balance for me is instead of doing like a little bit of work every single day for like photo and video, it's like to get a bunch of stuff done in one day and then have like days be like committed to like photo video and then other days be like committed to like music and stuff because sometimes it's hard to like switch brains.
Gears. Yeah, no, I get that. I'm kind of trying to orient. I feel like I keep on trying to imagine orienting my week where I'm like, okay, these are the days where I'm like working on the podcast. And
right.
these are the days and I'm working on music. And then like ideally, if I could just have like one day a week of like just sewing.
Okay.
just making stuff.
Right.
Or like doing some leather work.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like all these ideas that I have yet to get to.
Right. There's so much to do.
There's always so much to do. Flash, how can people be part of Flash World? How can
Hello.
people follow your journey? How can people find you? How can people listen to the music you're creating, the world that you're building?
Well, thank you if you made it this far or listened to any of this. But you can follow me on Spotify and everywhere. Google at Flash, spelled FLASCH, usually capital, but doesn't matter. My Instagram right now is at Flash Music, FLASCH Music. My Twitter is Hello Flash. My YouTube is under Flash. My Spotify is Flash. And TikTok is Flash.
Okay.
You know, I don't aspire to have it all be slightly different, but my uncle has taken a lot of the Flash usernames, reserving them in other family members since it's our last name. But I aspire to have the username Flash on Instagram because some random account that's been inactive for like 10 years has it, and go report it. Say they're impersonating me. I sent the email. I think I just need to do it again.
So funny. Wow. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
I'm honored. Honestly, I really think that you are a very talented person.
Thank
Your
you.
creativity is like oozing out of you in so many different ways. I'm really excited to see your journey. I definitely believe in you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. And hopefully see you at another Bite That Noise show.
Oh, yeah. When's the next one?
Well, we're doing a show here at Protovision on the 30th, which this podcast is
April.
of April. So this is definitely going to come out after that. But there's a monthly showcase.
Stay tuned on Instagram.
On Instagram, yes, 100%. And you know, Tay's always doing shows, so.
Shout out Tay Sound.
Shout out to Tay. Shout out to Bite the Noise.
Shout out Sheldon. Where can people follow you? Make sure you shout yourself out.
Oh, man. Okay, well, people can follow me on Instagram at Sheldon Cole Official.
Also, give this podcast 5 stars. I gave it 5 stars today before this.
Oh, wow, thank you. Follow the podcast, the Spring Street Podcast, on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay.
Ayo. And then also on YouTube.
Woo!
And shorts so far, just shorts.
Okay.
And
watch half of this video on there, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably chop it up and make some TikToks
Whoa.
with it.
Okay.
That's probably the strategy. But anyways,
I just remembered I was on a podcast like 3 years ago.
Oh, hell yeah.
I should go listen to that and see what I was saying.
What was the podcast?
I forget what it's called, but it's kind of bad, but I'll find it.
Do you listen to many podcasts?
Yeah, I listen to Call Her Daddy.
Okay, nice. That's a huge one.
I listen to Emma Chamberlain's.
Emma Chamberlain.
She's like a YouTuber.
Okay.
I like to listen to like random horror ones.
Oh.
I forget the names of them unless I have them like up on my phone.
Is it like fiction or is it kind of like true crime?
True crime.
Ooh.
Some like spooky stories.
True crime is huge.
Right. I used to listen to this one. I should figure out what the name of that one was. But I used to love this one podcast that told like scary stories.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the name.
I should find a way to infuse some true crime into this podcast.
Just bring some.
Like a ghost hunter.
Yeah,
or a detective.
That'd be sick. You should stay at the Cecil Hotel.
Jeez, that place is so creepy.
Just stay on Main.
That the girl who was found in the
water tower.
She went to my university, Elisa Lam. She
No
went to
way.
UBC. Yeah, so that was like a story that we knew.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is like creepy. So fucking creepy.
I'm into the spooky stuff.
Have you been in the Cecil Hotel?
No, I want to though. I've been in the what is it? The one in K-Town, not Vermont.
It's like another haunted.
Yeah, it
building.
starts with an N or something, I think.
Jeez, there's a lot of haunted things in LA for sure.
Wahaha.
I was working at a place last night and I felt like it was haunted.
Where?
I was working at the shop on Melrose.
The shop?
A shop. Not the shop. It actually is not named yet. The shop doesn't have a name. Spoiler. Or I guess not a spoiler because
No, it's not.
there's no way to find it without the name. But yeah, I don't know. I was hearing some noises.
Maybe my ghost will haunt you in here.
Oh, this building's haunted for sure.
I believe it.
Apparently 11 people have jumped out the windows of this building. Allegedly.
Damn.
Yeah. Though I don't feel any haunted vibes.
This place feels less creepy than other places. And
Yeah.
I've been here at night.
Yeah. No, honestly, this place feels very like I've been places before where you just know something feels off.
I feel like the alive people around DTLA are scarier than ghosts around here.
Yeah, no kidding.
People just like walking too close. Get off my scooter!
Yikes. Those scooters are sick.
Oh yeah, I ride an Unagi scooter. Shout out Unagi. Not
I
sponsored,
think
I wish.
that's the way to get around, honestly.
It
Just
is.
have your own scooter. Like, how much was it?
Mine was like $5.50 on sale.
Worth.
So
Like, honestly, you probably can't even get a bike for that much.
That's like 2 birds rides.
Yeah, no kidding. And then, like, how far does it go on a single charge?
They claim up to 12 miles, but if you're
Okay.
kind of like getting on and off, it's like gonna be different, but
Yeah.
their newer ones, I guess, go up to 20 miles. I've had mine for a few years now, but it's done me nothing but good. I've been like riding around down it all day, and I have like 40% left, so that's not bad.
I just had like the weirdest vision pop into my mind. I imagine this kind of like cyberpunk reality of like somebody who's like on a scooter
Me?
and they're like going across the United States, coast to coast on the scooter, but they also have this like solar panel like sail
Me with my generator.
that's like attached.
No, that's
kind of
cool.
like pulling them. It's
Princess
just
Peach vibes.
it's like the image that came to my mind.
That's cool.
Let's make it happen.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm about to go scooter and parasail away.
Yeah, thank you, Flash. Check out Flash's music. Check out Flash's clothes. Check out Flash's photography, videography.
Check me out at Flash.
All the things.
FLASCH. Oh, yeah, if you want to follow my photo, video, artwork, it's at Flash World.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so
King.
much.
We just fist bumped.
Hope to do this again sometime, and I'm sure I will see you soon. So
Woohoo!
take care.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Spring Street Podcast. If you'd like to support the show, sign up for the Patreon to receive exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and check out the sponsor links in the description.